thought the traveler, before she was overcome by a creeping sense of foreboding. The voice in her head grew louder. Must go to Pendulum Lane.
¿Qué? Callejón del péndulo. ¿Y adelante ha ocurrido algo?
Oh my god, this is terrible! I don't understand. The three great clans of Constellation Metropole have finally made peace with each other. Who could have done this?
No, se nos murió.
What happened? Oh no, someone's lying on the ground. Cappe!
How did this happen?
Cappe, you idiot! Wake up! You need to revise your last words or everyone's gonna start suspecting.
Huevo morano. Él lo dijo.
Last words. What did he say?
If I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberano.
You could have at least pretended to not remember it.
I'm sorry, Boberano, but this is an interrogation. I have to give the detectives straight answers.
Don't worry, Boberano. I don't consider you a suspect, nor do I have the authority to charge anyone with a crime. So, are you the last people to have had contact?
De rojo soy yo. No, bueno, gato. Sí.
My sincere condolences. You were travel companions, right? It's a real tragedy.
Tú eres el narrador. Tú te lo despachaste. ¿No?
Yeah, I know. It's despicable. Hitting someone in the back of the head is the second worst act of cruelty there is. The first being replacing their gear oil with extra strong glue.
So, Cappe's not dead?
His gears, metal frame, and shell are all still in excellent condition. It's just his energy supply that's been all messed up.
Ah, okay.
Wait. But surely you can't be suggesting that just because Cappe isn't broken, there's no need to go looking for the culprit.
No, there's a need.
Si te pones a pensarlo es algo turbio. Tu vida depende de si alguien gira tu cuerda y que no puedes descuidarte ni un segundo porque en cualquier momento se puede detener. Pues sí, en cierta parte sí.
This is rapidly turning into a cold case. There's no evidence and no witnesses. Unless there's an official clockwork pedestal, the goddess of prophecy around here somewhere.
Qué conveniente.
Excuse me. Then suddenly the long-lost dragon of old flew across the sky.
Where?
I didn't see anything. Wait, why can't I move?
My mistake. It was just a cloud. Or a bird. Well, if only we could turn time backwards and replay the crime.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that one of those, clockwork socket things right behind you?
So it is. No wonder everyone here is suddenly struggling to move. Traveler, if you please, let's recreate the crime scene.
Qué conveniente, oye.
The crime scene's too chaotic. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Ah, sí, el detective tal cual. Lanzó algo.
Well, that clears it up. Cappe was walking along the street, and he suddenly collapsed. He was faking it.
What? So case closed? Aren't you supposed to investigate a little more first?
We literally replayed the crime scene and saw it with our own eyes. There's no need for any evidence gathering or powers of deduction now. And besides, maybe the truth is inherently strange by nature. Like how Constellation Metropole has 3 histories, each of which is the truth.
But didn't you say Cappe was struck in the back of the head and knocked unconscious?
For all I know, he could have bashed his head against a toilet bowl before leaving the house, then walked here in a daze before finally passing out. As for why he might have done that, my guess is... With the Supreme Clan question left unanswered, and the tension in Constellation Metropole suddenly wiped away, he was looking to create a new source of conflict.
Allá, señor.
Only then would the city feel alive again.
Do we really think he's capable of that, though? Sounds like a pretty complicated conspiracy for the average Simulanka resident.
Traveler, something about the crime scene isn't sitting right with me. It just seems unnatural. Also, anything outside of the immediate area won't have appeared in the replay. Is it possible that something was missing from the scene?
Probablemente.
The area?
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, we're gonna head to Cappe's house to check the toilet bowl for signs of an impact.
Investígase algo sospechoso. Encuentra pista. Mira el señor en el punto de bloquear algunas cosas. Aquí hay algo, yo lo sé. La verdad no sé qué chihuahuas quieres que haga aquí. No sé, what the fuck. Estoy buscando y no encuentro patata. Aquí no hay nada, no hay nada, no hay nada. Ah,
What is it doing all the way down here? There's gotta be a story behind it. Let's take it.
Hello there. Have you seen my spear? Someone was shouting about a dragon a minute ago, and I instinctively threw it into the sky.
ah.
Quit following me.
There's a spear here. It looks so mysterious. Let's take it.
¿Y en la tienda?
You're,
Oye, creo que no te he preguntado. ¿Conoces el proyecto Mugen? No, ese no conozco. No me suena.
Yep, that's right. Why? What's up?
Ah, well, I was gonna offer you a great job in the Titanium mines. A safe and
Juguetanio.
working environment.
Doesn't sound very safe. At least not as safe as being a courier.
To keep the titanium ore intact, we use specially designed pickaxes that can't cut through it. Even if you struck a person with it, it wouldn't so much as leave a scratch.
Ah, vaya.
And in terms of labor intensity, the work has been rated as Class 2 physical labor by a reputable organization. Even cats can do it.
I'm not. Never mind. I give up.
Welcome to Paimon's world.
Mind you, I don't know what happened today, but somehow a pickaxe has gone missing. Maybe one of the giant guards broke it down, so someone took it to perform a rapid resuscitation procedure.
Sounds pretty brutal for a first aid technique. Still, a missing pickaxe. Huh. Is it just me, Traveler, or does it seem kinda suspicious?
Bastante sospechoso. Sospechoso.
too slow.
Estoy en el almacén.
Come here. Whatever it is you were looking to buy, please do come back tomorrow. It's just, I have to close early today. A bottle of growth serum has gone missing. If someone's stolen it with the intention of harming others, the consequences could be disastrous. There's a whole investigation into it, so I gotta close the shop while I do an inventory count. If it turns out I'm wrong and I miscounted, I could be charged with filing a false report and disturbing the peace.
Pues en un Genshin, es un Genshin Killer. Cuando se anunció causó mucha expectativa. Tal vez si hayas visto videos de él. Es un juego de monos chinos que presume tendrá un mundo abierto enorme. Incluso podrás balancearte como Spider-Man. Proyecto Mugen. Sinceramente no me suena mucho. Señora, aquí está su poción.
Model here. Looks so weird. Let's take it.
Let's say one of these was the weapon used in the assault. Which one do you think it is?
El pico.
If it was the pickaxe, Cafe sure is lucky it's just alive and dead.
Actually, you're wrong there, Paimon. The foreman at the mine was just saying, this kind of pickaxe is designed not to damage titanium, so it couldn't cause any superficial damage to residents here.
Luego mandó el trailer por disco para que lo veas. Vale, yo sé.
But you could probably knock someone out if you hit them hard enough, and it wouldn't leave a scratch. Let's take this back to the crime scene and replay it one more time.
Ah, you're back. How was the toilet at Cape's house?
Toilet? What about it? Yeah, forget that.
Vamos a ver el pico.
What's this about? Were you trying?
We thought the way Cape fell looked odd, so we searched the area for suspicious items and found this. It could have been deliberately placed out of range of the crime scene so it wouldn't show up when we replayed it. Now we've retrieved it, we were gonna replay it again. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, I just remembered I forgot to turn off the clockwork switch in my kitchen. Yeah, I think I'll just,
Oh no, you stay right there.
Pero ni siquiera se puede mover. De todos modos, están congelados, ¿qué no?
We should be good now.
Ajá.
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world. Even the
Cállese. Mira nomás. Tremendo trick shot. Oh, sí.
So, it was you.
I would congratulate you for cracking the case, but since I did such an abysmal job of covering my tracks, didn't exactly have your work cut out for you. So, all I can say is... Catch me if you can!
Sí, miras.
We have a runner! That's it! Let me at him!
The would-be Marquis of Carabas dispatched the Necromancer in boots who ran off in pursuit of the poor little minion.
Sí, es cierto, Kirada puede hacer esto. Se me había olvidado por completo.
The minion's poor little lower back was protesting painfully against the intense physical activity. He decided to take the elevator, giving him a moment to catch his breath.
Sí, cierto. Su habilidad es muy buena también para exploración. Debería de usarla también.
Really? His lower back asked. But the minion had no other choice. He resolved to make the jump down. By this point, the Necromancer in boots was gasping for air. The minion was puffing and puffing, even more loudly. But we'll ignore that.
I'm not! Don't underestimate the gold-level courier of the Comenia Express!
A characteristically catty response from the Necromancer. Tell me, what do you hope to gain from bullying me?
I get to let off some steam!
Atrapa al culpable.
You fell into my trap. Oh, and by the way, remember the glue you got stuck on when you first entered the future Marquis's abode to be? Well, that was also me. I did it using my powers.
Rats! Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys right now. You can just jump out of your shoes and keep running, but I... Wait.
The unnamed minion made a last-ditch escape attempt. He began his long climb, up the wall, the tall wall. He began his long climb up the tall wall.
Do you call that a tall wall? In urgent Neko parcel...
¡Ay! 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 ¡No! ¡Hacking! ¡Fuck! ¿Es en serio que lo tengo que hacer todo desde cero? ¡Qué poca manera!
So, catch me if you can.
We have a runner! That's it! Let me at him!
The would-be Marquis of Carabas dispatched the Necromancer in boots, who ran off in pursuit of the poor little minion. The minion's poor little lower back was protesting painfully against the intense physical activity. He decided to take the elevator, giving him a moment to catch his breath. Really? His lower back asked. But the minion had no other choice. He resolved to make the jump down. By this point, the Necromancer in boots was gasping for air. The minion was huffing and puffing, even more loudly. But we'll ignore that.
I'm not! Don't underestimate the gold-level courier of the Comenia Express!
A characteristically catty response from the Necromancer. Tell me, what do you hope to gain from bullying me?
I get to let up some steam!
Ha-ha! You fell into my trap. Oh, and by the way, remember the glue you got stuck on when you first entered the future?
No puse fe.
That was also me. I did it using my powers.
Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys right now. You can just jump out of your shoes and keep running, but I...
The unnamed minion made a last-ditch escape attempt. He began his long climb, up the wall, the tall wall. He began his long climb up the tall wall.
Do you call that a tall wall? In urgent Neko parcel mode, I'll scale it in no time.
I'm beat. I surrender.
Me faltaba bien poquito, Ghost fucking damn it. No puede ser.
You've got nowhere left to run.
All right. I confess.
That was fast.
Getting caught by you here was a backup plan. I don't know if what I've done will make things better or not. Time to come clean. I am the narrator. The one who's been...
Vaya sorpresa, no me lo esperaba para nada. Lo sabía.
Okay. I guess my voice acting skills have some room for improvement. Anyway, I only did what I did because...
Why are you suddenly spilling the beans?
I poured my heart and soul into all this. I was worried you wouldn't ask. The truth is, I was one of the first conscious beings ever made by the goddess of creation. And I've known for a long time that this whole world is just a fairy tale written by the goddess of fate. I know fairy tales are just made up for kids to read, but I refuse to believe that fairy tales are just fictional stories and nothing more. The reason why Constellation Metropole has 3 origin stories is that the goddess of fate wrote 3 drafts and couldn't decide which one she liked best.
Ah.
Then her cat trod all over them, and they all got crumpled together, so the 3 worlds just sort of folded into one.
¿Es en serio?
The goddess of fate was torn between them anyway, since she couldn't decide which ending was best for the dragon or the kids.
So when she saw what the cat had done, she simply decided to go with all three.
¿Estamos hablando de Alice? ¿Acaso?
Who would have thought? But what does any of this have to do with what you did?
You're not a fictional character, so you couldn't hope to understand my sorrow. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone in all of Simulanka who would understand. Every day that I experience, every interaction I have with another person, is it really all just a work of fiction? The only reason the three great clans wanted to find out the truth was for the pointless task of electing the supreme clan. I thought that once they'd learned the truth, it might make them curious enough to investigate further. But as it turned out, they just accepted it and carried on living the same old lives. I have to motivate them to keep looking for answers now that they think they've learned the truth. I have to make them uncomfortable with the
Pero no,
secret
los hiciste más
they took at face
amiguis.
value. And I have to figure out, once and for all, while you real people from the outside world are still here, are we real?
Aww.
That's my full confession. Time for you to take me back. I'm guessing I'll probably be forced to make a public apology, then sentenced to half a day in solitary confinement. I definitely deserve half a day.
Ay, qué chafa.
Also, pass this message on to Cape Bobarano and Albizzi if you could. The Great Clockwork Key was originally put in place jointly by the ancestors of the three clans. If the three of them had any ability to cooperate whatsoever, they'd have been able to remove it by themselves. Over all these years, not once have they ever tried removing it together.
Oh, my poor child. There's one thing you've been mistaken about this whole time.
Ah! Whose voice is that? Detective?
No es Alice. Es la maestra de Mona.
The reason fairy tales are suitable for children is that they help them to understand the world. Fairy tales may be works of fiction, but at their heart lies an internal logic that is undoubtedly real-world truth in a condensed form. But let there
Oopsie.
be no doubt. The world within fairy tales is as real as can be. And by extension, you and your compatriots are also real.
Goddess! Is it really you?
The line that separates footnotes from narrative can never be crossed. Never the two shall meet. This is why you have never heard my voice before. But now you wish to break free from the story, and there's a cat nearby, so you can hear my echo.
Ah, caray. No soy un gato. Está harta. ¿Quién era la que creó Albedo? ¿Era Alice o era otra? Era otra. Alice es la... O sea, sabemos que Alice es la mamá de Klee. Y la propietaria justo de una de las islas que le regaló prácticamente Venti. ¿Ok? Y que ha hecho mil y un tantas cosas locuallas. La maestra de Mona es alguien más que sabe de muchas cosas del destino. Y luego está luego está la creadora de Albedo. Entonces, o es la maestra de Mona o es la creadora de Albedo. U otra más de la que la re. Pero sabemos que es alguien de la que la re.
So, we are a part of the real world too.
El compañero detective a entregarse vuelve a donde está Capet. A clic. Necesitamos una imagen de la escena del crimen, otra del criminal para demostrar que se ha entregado voluntariamente, y otra de los que han hecho la buena obra. Dijo el guardia, sacar 3 imágenes es mucho trabajo, vamos a tomar una sola en la escena del crimen y listo. Un poco de seriedad criminal, y ustedes las que hicieron la buena obra quiero una sonrisa más natural, alégrense. A ver, la víctima y sus amigos, ustedes no. Víctima al suelo. Tenemos que recrear la escena del crimen tal y como era. Ahora 2, 3 sonríen. ¿Es en serio? ¡Ay, no! Vaya imagen más rara, ya sé.
My head's spinning. Albizzi just gave me a quick rundown of the situation. So you caught the detective?
Sorta. We chased him until he surrendered. Oh, and he asked us to pass on a message.
Encuentra los tres restos de la historia. Y les comentan que para sacar la gran maravilla es hacer la transmisión conjunta de los tres.
Does he really think we didn't try that? Because we did, after 6 months in that place.
Ahora que recuerdo, solo conocemos a 5 de los 8 miembros de la aquelarre. Exacto. Alice, la mamá de Albedo, la maestra de Mona. ¿Los otros dos quiénes son? ¿Otras dos más de la aquelarre?
I also sort of stopped trying after 3 years.
¿Cuáles son los otros dos?
Never mind. I'm partly to blame as well. On the second attempt, I just hugged the key and pretended like I was pulling as hard as I could.
You guys are so lazy. My granny's neighbor's pet cat has nothing on you, and it spends all day, every day sunbathing.
Anyway, you said you heard the voice of the goddess of fate at the end? That's amazing.
¿Esta es alguien más de la aquelarre entonces? Alice, Nicole, Raindotir y Barbelot. Raindotir es la mamá de Albedo, ¿no? Nicole es la maestra de Mona. Barbelot, ¿quién es Barbelot?
There is a world beyond our own after all.
What would you guys say to taking a trip to the outside world sometime? Otherwise, I got bashed in the back of the head for nothing.
Depends. Do either of you know how to get there? But yes, I agree we should go. And not invite the detective, just to annoy him. But maybe the reason we've never worried about whether we're real or not is that, unlike him, we weren't there to witness the creation of this.
Las otras dos son Ivanovna y Andersdotter, que están muertas. So, faltan dos. Estoy bien perdida. Yo nada más ubico a Alice, Nicole y Raindotter. No sé más, no las ubico.
Convince me that these delightful dimwits, Cape and Albizzi, weren't real. Oh, I'd be devastated.
Espera 2 días. Oh, chicos. ¿Algo que decir, my friends? Vaya presión la marquesa acá de Carabas, sudata y sudada. Hoy ya siendo hora de acabar con todo esto. Ya hemos abandonado estas identidades. En determinado prohibido que las hermanas sigan pasar de un estado mental a otro. Aún puedes darle tu vida un poco de ceremoniosidad antes de despedirte por completo del título de marquesa de Carabas. Mientras la comenta decía adiós a sus botas a través del reflejo de la luna, descubrió la verdadera naturaleza de las cosas. ¿Recuerdas la voz misteriosa en la misión del conde de Najida? ¿No es la misma del... o sea, no es la misma de Mona? Según la que hemos escuchado en la misión del conde de Najida, es justo Scarlett la que estuvimos hablando durante la misión de Arconte de Fontaine, ¿que no? ¿That's all? Se presume que esa es Nicole, o sea que no era Scarlett. Yo ya la había relacionado de que era Scarlett. Y que por eso hasta dijo, ya era hora de que nos volviéramos a hablar. Y yo por eso la entendía que era Scarlett. So that's all, ¿no nos van a decir más detallitos? Now what?